Before moving here, as a few years back I was living in Australia, they sold it to me by saying that New Zealand and Australia are very similar. They are not. They are very different, starting from the weather, the culture, the landscapes, everything is different. But today we're not here to compare the two countries. I'm here to tell you all those things that I didn't know before moving to New Zealand, so that you can have an idea as well of what to expect. Let's start for the one that, for me, it was the most weird one. People here walk barefoot. They don't wear shoes. Not only at the beach or at the park, but it's completely normal in New Zealand to walk without shoes, even in the public areas, in the city, or at the supermarket. Let's talk about weather now. It's rainy and it's cold. The North Island is characterized by a lot of rain. The more north you go, the more tropical weather you find. And when it doesn't rain, usually it's very windy, and the wind is always cold, even in summer days. While on the North Island it rarely snows, it's pretty common on the South Island, especially during winter times. The South Island is also characterized by Alps and glaciers. So if you're thinking of moving in a warm country, New Zealand is not for you. But be aware, because the sun is very strong, as we're still very close to the ozone hole, so a sunscreen is a must even on cloudy days. New Zealand is not a cheap country. In fact, it's in the top 10 of the most expensive countries in the world. Life here is expensive and the cost of living is very high. If you're interested to know how much it costs to live here on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis, I will link a video up here or in the description below that I made a few weeks back, so that you can go and have a look. Keep in mind that New Zealand is kind of the end of the world and most products are imported. This is why the costs sometimes are very high. In the past few years they also had an agricultural crisis, and I don't think they're over it yet. For example, right now we are lacking eggs due to a change of law. The demand of cage-free eggs increased, which is a very good thing, but it also led the small companies to a lot of changes and of course a higher cost of production. Apart from that, also the New Zealand largest egg farm went on fire, and they lost about 75,000 hens. They're saying now that it's gonna take at least 6 months to have enough chickens to be able to produce enough eggs to support the country. So the shortage of the product plus high cost of productions equals prices going up. This is simply how the market works. In New Zealand there is no Amazon and there are no Apple stores. Yes, you heard me right. As I said before, New Zealand is kind of at the end of the world, far away from everything and everyone. I think Amazon didn't get here because the prices of delivery would be just too high, not worth it. Of course, there are other platforms where you can buy things online, but the waiting times are way longer than what we Europeans are used to. And as regards Apple stores, yes, there is none. And if you want to buy an iPhone, for example, if that's your thing, you can do it, but there are two options. The first one is you can do it through a contractor, like could be Vodafone or Spark, and the other option is to order it from Asia, but of course it will take a few weeks or either a few months to get to you. Everything in New Zealand closes early. Cafes close at around 3 to 4 p.m. Most shops close at around 5-6 p.m. And if you want to go to the restaurant, don't go later than 8:30 because most restaurants won't let you in. So if you are hungry, go and eat early. On Sundays, most things are closed as well. And supermarkets sometimes close at 8-9 p.m., but only the largest ones. The small one close at 5 as all the other shops. At the moment I'm working on an afternoon shift, so I start working at 2:30 and I have all the morning to do whatever I need to do. But sometimes I stop and start wondering how those people that work a 9 to 5 job do, because I have no idea. Where do they find the time to go and do things that you're supposed to do in offices or during that period of time? Now, nightlife. Wednesday night is student night, so you may find more people around than on a Saturday. And prices are cheaper as well. But pubs and bars close very early as well. In fact, it's illegal to sell alcoholic beverages after 3 a.m. That's kind of when the party ends. Maori culture. Although the Maori language became an official national language not so many years ago, the Maori culture is present in every aspect of life here in New Zealand, starting from the way they respect and the responsibilities the people have here for the natural environment to what they study at school and how the country is governed. It is also very common to see Maori with their face tattooed. While men tattoo the full face, women get tattooed only the chin. And in the past, if I'm not mistaken, these tattoos were linked to the rank of a person in the society, while today they represent family and Maori heritage. But of course, not every Maori gets the full face tattooed. If I had to describe Maori culture with 3 words, I would do it with respect, tradition, and community. I really hope you liked this video today, and if you have any questions about anything related to New Zealand, please write them in the comments below. I will be more than happy to reply to you. And I see you in the next video. Bye.